Everything is okay.
Perfect. Thank you. Then welcome everyone. So I am Tiphaine. I am the community manager of the Switzerland Innovation Park Basel area on the Jura sites. And I will lead you today through the whole session. But you may know actually previously we had already some open mics that we could present some of our tenants from the Novartis campus presented by Rael. But today I'm happy to have my first open mic session with you and with Fritz, which represents our residents and on the Jura site. You may know also, you may know us and have visited us one day, but so today we have like 15 organizations on our site. And I'm happy to use this platform for our residents, but also for you to get to know each other, to maybe learn more about a new field, to speak during our networking session at the end of this open mic. The idea is hopefully it will bring you some business contact or development opportunities. Take the advantage to be here all together to do so. So today I am joined with Fritz Bircher. Thank you to you to be with us and to present PMP, so personalized medical products today. PMP is a startup, Swiss startup developing like a 3D printing solution. And the idea is to tailor medicine to fit the patient's need perfectly. Happy to know more about that in few minutes. First of all, I have just 4 points for you. In case you don't know the Switzerland innovation, it's an infrastructure to foster the research and development and collaboration between you maybe, so Swiss companies, private companies, Swiss universities, and also like research partners. And of course, the idea is to develop marketable products, services, and processes. So the Switzerland Innovation Park Basel area is part of the Switzerland Innovation Network of science parks. Currently, we have it exists like 6 parks, and we are one of them. Our park is actually managed by Basel Area Business and Innovation. You may know this organization because we support and help whoever needs help in the business in the health field. So we are the local economic and innovation promotion agency. As a Switzerland Innovation Park Basel area, we have one mission, and it helps everyone to connect and we help everyone who has idea and passion for the biotech, medtech, digital health, tech, and industrial transformation. And what we do for them and with them is to be catalyst for innovation and progress. So we help to connect, we help to make you grow and reach the success you want. Today, and I've finished, it's my 4th point. I want also to say that we open and we will host a new accelerator program for the medtech, so it may interest you. It's a part of an initiative of the Basel Area Business and Innovation, and it will be here in the Site Jura on the 1st floor, around of our ecosystem and around of our residents, which are in the private offices or co-working spaces. If you have any question about this, I can give you in the chat later the email of the person in charge of this accelerator. Feel free to contact him. He will be very happy to answer you and to give you more info about this. And so now, as I said, you are all muted, but please feel free to ask your question on the bottom of your screen. You have on the top, it depends the screen, on the top, on the bottom, you have a Q&A button. We will go through at the end of this presentation. I stop speaking. I'm happy to be here with you. Thank you also to be here for Fritz and for this very interesting topic today. And Fritz, I will invite you on stage, and please, I will let you share your screen if I stop sharing mine. And the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tiphaine, for the introduction. So welcome, everybody. I'm really happy to get the opportunity to present our startup company PMP, or Personalized Medical Products.
Anything I can assist you?
I try. Ah, sorry.
No problem.
I didn't find the right window.
Yeah, we see it.
You see the screen?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So Personalized Medical Products was founded in 2020. But before I go deeper into what PMP does, I would like to give you a bit of background, first of all, of my person to understand a bit more, then later how PMP works, and also to introduce shortly my co-founders of the company. So I am, I have my own company in consultancy in innovation and technology on the one hand. I have also an academic affiliation, giving me access really to do research, which where I'm responsible for advanced additive manufacturing technologies within Inspire, a research organization of national importance, very closely working together with ETH in Zurich. I have special competences in inkjet printing, where I have a very long record in applied research. I founded 2 institutes around inkjet printing and digital printing. I started very early using inkjet printing to do additive manufacturing. Some of the well-known processes in additive manufacturing are based on inkjet printing. And I'm really, since a long time, very focused on digitalization in manufacturing, or if I could express that a bit differently, manufacture with processes allowing to digitally produce. And this is especially also all the 3D printing technologies. I have a broad, from all what I did up to now, I have a very broad academic network, and I'm also very much linked to industry, national industry, but also on an international level. So this is a few words to my person. Now, co-founders of PMP are also Hendrik Holzpoor, who is actually the managing director of the National Thematic Network, the Innovation Booster in Additive Manufacturing. He has a business, he's a business economist in his training, and he's also a technical background. And he's an innovation process specialist, which is very important in the context of the Innovation Booster. And also he has a huge network in the whole AM community, which is also very helpful. And then Stefan Stübinger, he's a dentist and oral surgeon. So this is a clinical dimension. He is also an entrepreneur and initiator of several startups in the medtech domain. And he especially is also a visionary thinker, and he holds various patents in the medical domain. And also the fourth co-founder is Hans-Florian Zeilhofer. He's a professor at the University of Basel, head of research and senior consultant of the University Hospital. And he actually is also a pioneer in using 3D printing in clinical applications. And also in this context, he was a co-founder already of numerous startups. And he has also a huge network in the bio and medtech domain. So this is principally the background of PMP, a lot of different competencies, and especially also a broad network. Why did we found PMP? So we see that digitalization enables a lot of new technologies, especially in the last years. This has changed the environment for the development and production, also in life sciences. And that's why when we came together, we found each other around interesting topics to push this new way integrating the digitalization in the whole life science area. So our combined knowledge and the networks really build the ground for PMP. And the purpose is develop, manufacture, and produce, and also sell medical devices, which are used then to produce medical products, individualized medical products, and we also provide the related services. We are located at the Switzerland Innovation Park Jura site, and there are different reasons being located there. First of all, the canton of Jura has very interesting conditions for startup companies. And we also found a perfect infrastructure on the technology campus there, and a very helpful and supporting environment with the people being involved there. And another very important reason that we have our company founded in the Jura is that there's a lot of traditional companies from the watch industry doing precision mechanics. And when we want to build up, manufacture our equipment, we don't want to do that completely on our own. We want to collaborate with these partners. And it's also interesting to see that many of these companies in the Jura also diversify towards the medical, and they also approved for medical manufacturing. So we have the possibility to develop interesting partnerships there. And of course, Tiphaine already mentioned it, the Day One Tech Accelerator is something which is very interesting for us, and we are really intending also to participate there. So I will just shortly explain how PMP works, because PMP is not, let's say, sort of a standard startup, because we want to create new visionary ideas, and these ideas to bring them later to the market, we need the right partners. So we're bringing partners together, which we have access in our broad network, and then we want to develop the necessary technology in order to industrialize and make real these visionary ideas. And then we will develop the business case around this new technology, and then industrialize everything. This is a bit time consuming, of course. It needs a lot of research. So we're actually, as a startup, initializing a lot of research activities together with academic partners and the right industry companies in order to make the technology ready for building up a business around it. And of course, then, as soon as the technology is mature and we have an interesting and promising business case, then we will create a separate startup company in order to roll out this business. So it's not just one single idea we want to create. We want to create several ideas, and then later, step by step, also several new startup companies in the context of our activities on the Jura site. As it was mentioned in the invitation of today's open mix session, I want now to talk a little bit more specifically on 3D printed medicines. So this is our first idea, already developed a little bit. We have some first results, and we are on the way really to prepare the business case and to roll out this. We will focus at the beginning for these personalized medicines on children, on elderly people, but also on pregnant women, persons with rare diseases, and eventually also athletes. So this is what we go for, because it's not about mass production to satisfy a whole market. We have to start in one place, in one domain, which is not huge, in order really to come into business. And 3D printed medicines, there's a lot you can do there. First of all, and that's certainly also the first step, it's about individual dosing, precise dosing of the active substances within a tablet. So each tablet you produce can contain a different volume of the active substance, a dosage of the active substance. But we can go further and say, we want to include in one tablet even more active substances. So multi-ingredient tablets where you can put in instead of just taking 3 or 4 different tablets for different medicines, you put everything in one tablet and you take them. And doing so, we also need to provide in the future a time-delayed release of active substances. So sort of a coating of degradable material where you can just prepare one single tablet with several different substances released according to a predefined time schedule. So that's then the highest level we see for the production of personalized medicines. So what is the business case? So we want absolutely to make accessible personalized medicines in the future to everyone and at reasonable cost. Because actually in the hospital pharmacies, it is possible to create personalized medicines, but this is just for selected people with some special diseases, some special cases. And this is a need we see, and this is also part of all what I mentioned in the introduction about digitalization of manufacturing, that we can then in a new way provide medication which is perfectly tailored to the need of the patients. Perfectly tailored means then you're resulting in less side effects, eventually less toxicity, and also more efficacy for them. And what we will provide to the market and to the customers is highly automated and precise manufacturing equipment, providing the necessary also productivity, not that you use several minutes for one single tablet. So there has to be a reasonable industry-like productivity with this equipment. And we will also provide the medication-based materials needed for this manufacturing equipment. And our customers then will be, in a first step, the hospital pharmacies, and also in a second step, then the community pharmacies. With the community pharmacies, we will be able to reach every person. So, as I said before, making accessible personalized medicines to everyone. I just want to add that we, as a startup company, were last year in 2021 winner of the I4 Challenge competition for startup companies of the Basel area. And this was also helping us to develop and progress with PMP. We got very important and interesting feedback from the jury, which allowed us to improve our business case in several points. And we also got access to the exposition Industry of the Future in Mulhouse, an interesting exposition. Even under the pandemic, it was possible to run this exposition, and was a very good experience because this gave us access to interesting people, including also investors. So in the overall, we could generate a lot of visibility in a large community, and also getting in contact with interesting people, as I said before, also with investors, which is for a startup company always of high interest. And there have been some additional support services for us. So in the overall, this was very interesting for us, really beneficial for us to have been among the winners of the IFOT Challenge. Well, this is what I wanted to give as an introduction. And now, of course, I stay available for any questions if you should have some questions on what I was presenting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fritz. I will put your email address in the chat. Like this, it's easier to copy paste it if you want to interact later with Fritz. Thanks a lot for this insightful presentation. We are quite on time. I have a few questions for you. The first one I received is, what is the time schedule for getting access to personalized medicine?
And that's a pretty long way for everybody, because when we start, as I said, we already work together in the very early stage now with the hospital pharmacy of the University Hospital in Basel, and also another hospital, in order to have these partners already on board from the beginning. And this is sort of pilot rollout to really get very fast experience, clinical experience as well, which help us then also to reach out to other hospitals nationally first, but certainly then also on an international. Mm-hmm. And then the second step, of course, then is to get to the community pharmacies, which most probably also is not exactly the same equipment we will use, because this has to be sort of a desktop manufacturing equipment. You can imagine to have that in each pharmacy, or at least at bigger pharmacies available, where you can go there and get your medicines. Of course, the regulations will still stay in place. So you need the permission of a doctor or the receipt of a doctor in order to get some medicines. This will not change, of course.
Thank you. There's another one just coming up now in the chat. How are you going through the regulatory approval for each drug?
This is a very good point, because also a very challenging point. We're working with some experts together in partnership about these regulations. So as I'm not really the specialist, I can't give you really an insight answer to this question, but we are aware, very much aware, that this is really a very important question we have to properly solve.
We have many questions coming up, so we will maybe have two more to answer as much as we can. One is, what's the biggest challenge in getting this type of medicine clinically approved?
Yeah, that's a good question, because there are several levels. I'm not a pharmacist or a specialist in that matter, but I try to answer this question. The hospital pharmacies, they have sort of a level to produce which is not the same as you apply when you do mass production. So this is one point. And enter on this level, this is the first step. But then, of course, when you want to regularly and more with higher productivity also to serve everyone in the future, the regulation process has to be very strict for each medicine, and I can't tell you exactly what that means, but I know from our specialists that we have to put their process in place in order to solve that properly.
Thank you. One that can be can interest also like everyone, let's say, not just specialists. Is it planned to just use the equipment for making new drugs, or will it be able to produce existing drugs such as generics if the pharmacy had a license to produce?
Of course, it can be interesting also. I mean, when you want to provide medicines to everyone, it should be also at reasonable cost. And this is also an objective we have. So you have to solve the situation in also to involve these generic medicines.
I will have a last question, and then we can move to the networking part. Mm-hmm. How is your market access planned?
As I said, in the first step, we have pilot customers with the hospital pharmacies we are already collaborating. And then in the next step, I can imagine to have 8 to 10 additional hospitals where we are working together and rolling out. And then it's about reaching much more hospitals in order to get a broader access and distribution to this market. And for the community pharmacies, of course, there have to be some pilot pharmacies as well. And then it is planned to work together with the associations in order to introduce there to everybody how that works, and to motivate then more and more pharmacies to go for this model. But of course, in the overall, we have to solve all the regulations in order that it's then not a regulation problem anymore, that it's just a business problem to solve.
Mm-hmm. There are actually many questions, so I will suggest to whoever, because they are very interesting, and I think it makes sense to have the chance to ask them to you directly during our networking session. Mm-hmm. Please, the persons who answered, ask them, please go ahead through the networking session to ask directly Fritz. Now we will close the formal session, so it will be the end of this event. But if you want to join the networking session, we will put in the chat, it's already done, a new link to do the networking, and we will have several break sessions, and you can directly speak to Fritz and ask him your question. I think it will be an interesting conversation, and we will have also like a room for just like getting to know each other. That Fritz will not be with us, but we can also network and have have maybe new connection that would be interesting for all of us in the future. I would like to thank you, Fritz, for the presentation. Happy to hear you just in a few minutes. And thanks to everyone who was with us today. I will then now suggest you to go through the link. It will close this session, open a new Zoom session, and we will meet you there. There will be like a survey and sent in a couple of minutes. Please answer them for us to improve our meetings and our events. Thanks a lot. Do not hesitate to reach us out if you have any question, and see you soon for another open mic session, hopefully. I wish you a good day, and I'll see you on the other Zoom meeting room. Thanks a lot. I will maybe also put again the link into the chat. Fritz, I will let you go ahead.
So I will leave here, huh?
Yes,
right.
And me, I will join you just a bit later to be sure that everyone is right
I just copied the link.
Perfect. Is anyone having any trouble to go on the other Zoom meeting? I see there are other people in the call. I would like to assist you if needed. If there is no question or anything in the chat, then I will join also the other side. I wish you a good afternoon to whoever is with us now, and I do not hesitate to drop by the Switzerland Innovation Park Basel area in the Jura. I would be happy to show you around, and see you soon. Thank you.